A Brussels industrial estate during the deep of winter, and on it, a new brewery known as La Jungle. But the timing of its startup wasn't exactly the best, entering into business just 2 days before the first lockdown. With bars and restaurants shut, the brewery lost its main source of income. Through deliveries, they're able to survive, but with no end in sight, it's difficult to predict the future.
Sure, if it continues like for 5 months like that, it's going to be really another problem. But we try to stay, positive.
For Christoph, one lesson of the crisis is that help isn't always going to come to those who are in the greatest need.
This kind of crisis continues to show that the big ones are not that much affected, and even the measures that has been taken by government is just support a lot of big companies and doesn't really help small businesses. But actually, it's going to kill all the small businesses, and we really need to support them.
2020 has been a deadly year for small and medium enterprises in Europe. Last autumn, bankruptcies went up by 25.7% compared to during the summer. And with millions of citizens registered as unemployed and seeking state support, Europe is on the brink of major social unrest, according to one trade unionist.
These people have to be helped, just to be helped. In the situation where it's not possible to reopen, they have to be compensated. Otherwise, we will have a social unrest starting, and people protesting because they don't receive enough compensation, to be able to comply with the rules.
The EU is about to give the final green light to its €750 billion pandemic recovery fund. But many countries are reluctant to finance social measures over fears of increasing debt. Trade unionists say that governments must continue spending in order to protect citizens.
The member states are so afraid of creating new debt, despite of the fact that the new debt is for free, because the interest rates are close to zero at the moment. So there is no reason to use this alibi of debt not to continue the emergency measures. The member states must continue spending to protect people and protect companies, protect workers in the labor market. Otherwise, as I said, then the money they will receive for the recovery will be useless, because they will never be able to recuperate this situation if it's not addressed now.
The European Parliament is likely to give the go-ahead to the recovery fund this week, after which it will be up to the EU Council to rubber stamp it. Once this happens, it will be for individual national governments to ensure that help for businesses is distributed fairly. Christopher Pitcher's Euronews, Brussels.